Garbagemen of Reddit, what is one thing we could do to make your jobs easier? Please properly segregate. Try to learn what your respective city systems can and can't recycle. Each city is different and has different methods, so it's good to know what can go where. It won't make my job easier per se, but we have different contamination thresholds, and once something exceeds it, it costs more to segregate ourselves than to just send it all to the landfill. For example, if there's a ton of food-soiled cardboard in the cardboard load, our processor may reject it and send it back. At that point, we've had to pay extra for that, and we'll probably send it to the landfill instead of it getting processed. The city I used to live in asked people to help make the sanitation department's life easier by simply putting out your trash next to your neighbors. If every pair of homes on the block did that, there would be almost gotta allow for some odd numbered lots, half the stops, with half the wear on brakes and drivetrain, and half the starts using more fuel, and half the number of times employees would have to get on/off the truck and risk slipping or falling, especially in winter. With fewer starts/stops, the same amount of trash would be picked up in less time. Best part of all this? To implement it would be absolutely free, but it was a minor inconvenience to people's routine, so they didn't do it. But they did still complain about their taxes and the city budget, though. Holy shit. This makes so much sense it should be mandated. Stop throwing things out. r/technical literature. Don't put glass or sharp object in garbage bags. How would you suggest throwing glass/sharp items away in that case? Like, what's the safest way? Form a garbage man. Put it in a cardboard box, slightly larger than the object, and tape it shut. Or an old yogurt/margarine container. Will a go-gurt tube work? Absolutely not. As a former garbageman, I have a few tips, but if I had to pick one, it's bag your trash. There were far too many times I dumped a can and ended up with loose garbage blowing down the street in the wind. If it's any consolation, as someone who lives in a windy city, but not the windy city, our garbage will only get picked up if it's bagged. When disposing of a body, make sure you spread it out, since those fuckers are heavy and the bags can rip. I'll be sure to keep that in mind. Thank you so much. Reduce and reuse more. This one was right under the one about disposing bodies, so I'm trying to apply this to that. Used to be a garbage man. If it's heavy for you, then try to lighten it. Those guys lift, pull, tug, push heavy shit all day. Make life easier for them. Their job literal six stinks. And every once in a while, drop them a tip or some cold liquids once in a while and they'll appreciate you a lot more. Don't street park on trash days. Oh, this is true. Never thought about that. Not a sanitation worker, but a good friend of mine is. Make sure your trash bins have some type of drainage at the bottom. It could be as simple as drilling a couple small holes in the bottom of your outdoor cans. He told me a horror story about a friend who went to toss a small bin right from his perch on the side of the truck and would up messing up his shoulder so bad his arm will never be 100% again. The bin had filled with water overnight. Also, they get covered in liquid waste way more than you'd ever want, so it helps with that too. I did this to my cans after one too many storms knocked the lid up, and the cans filled with water. Made a world of difference in hauling them to the end of the drive too. Not answering your question, but important. When I was a garbage man many years ago, I knew everything about my customers, including their medical problems, what they looked like naked, what their hobbies, vices and expenses were. Destroy anything that is personal. Destroy it beyond recognition. How did you know what they looked like naked? They would take Polaroid pictures of themselves, and then hide them inside magazines, and put them in the trash. The modern equivalent would be broken cell phones. I would remove SD cards, and examine the contents. That sounds kinda invasive of people's privacy, if you're taking their SD cards out, and looking through it. False. You paid for a garbage pickup, and left the garbage on the curb. It now belongs to me. You have sold me your garbage, and it is now my property. Fair point, haha. Honest opinion, garbage men need a lot more respect, and are worth way more than 99% of Hollywood. The fuck does Hollywood have to do with this AskReddit question? Well, last time I saw a supermarket tabloid, I saw that Hollywood was full of trash. Stop feeding me corpses. They are too wet, and I get too rusty smelling. The stink after a few weeks gets awful. Also, your broken old vacuum. It adds a lot of extra strain on me. I'm not technically a garbageman, more of a Garbagemen, but I felt my input still applies. Username checks out, that's for sure. If you have a wheelie bin, arrange it, so I pull it towards the road handle first. In our town we are told to point the handle at the curb, because a mechanical arm on the truck lifts it. General consensus I've found is that if the truck uses the mechanical arm then handles toward the curb. If it doesn't then handle toward the road. Not anymore, but I used to work for a cleaning service. Please don't dump liquids into the regular garbage. Dump out your cough/water/ECT into the sink, otherwise we have to change every bag, and it takes forever when you have 70 rooms in one building. Don't put concrete in your trash. It's heavy. Hey former hopper here, all I have to say is just don't shit in your fucking tipper can. Thank you, that is all. So don't dump 4 giant litter boxes in the bin. To put your garbage in the actual garbage can to make it easy for us during overflow. Stuff outside the can, don't use super thin bags, then put woods and liquids in the bag. I'm 17 and work in overflow. I live in an area without trash cans. Also, what do you mean by overflow? Don't throw all your kitty litter out at once. That S is really heavy. Use a lid and or drill holes in the bottom of the trash can. When it rains the trash cans fill up with water and they are really heavy, and when you dump them, they pour water all over you. Don't put needles in the bags. It would help if you ladies would stand naked in front of your largest window and wave encouragement at us when we pick up. Post. Garbagemen of Reddit. Comments. Not a Garbagemen. First time on AskReddit. I love my Garbagemen. Rain, snow, ice, hurricane, they are always there. I will run fresh baked cookies, bottled water or bags of chips or crackers out to them periodically. And don't forget to tip them at Christmas. They are such hard workers. Not a garbage man, but honestly even in Romania we managed to have almost zero garbage by just recycling. Though I totally agree that avoid unnecessary packaging is the way to go. I'd love to see a source for that one. That don't have trash, because they don't have things. My trash pickup is at 0430 on Thursdays, and I've actually never seen any humans involved. It's a truck with an arm and lots of strobe lights, so it's worth seeing. If you're throwing out something big and heavy like a mattress or an old rug or a broken microwave or something, call your local trash pickup and ask if they'll be able to take it first. Sometimes they'll charge a fee. You should check the website for your local landfill. It can vary from one municipality to another as to how special items are handled. For instance, when my microwave died, the instructions for my area were to bring it to the landfill and pay a fee. Leave some air freshener to cover the stench of the dead bodies. Not a garbageman, but separating the trash is very useful. 1 bag for organic stuff, or you can compost it. 1 for recyclable stuff. 1 for stuff that can't. You can even go all out and use separate bags for paper, tin and plastic. Makes it easier to work within the trash collection centers, and it means next time you accidentally throw out an important piece of paper you don't have to look for it between snotty tissues and chicken bones. Do your garbage trucks not compact the garbage in the back of the truck? I really don't think most dumps are sorting garbage that is bagged. Where I live there's different trucks for each kind of trash, so I sort of assume it was that way everywhere if I'm honest. Where I have seen that approach, the trash isn't generally bagged. Like for my recycle can, I would get fined if anything in it was bagged. Eat the trash. Call us garbage people, inclusivity and not garbagemen. Seems speciesist. I prefer garbage beings. Lem, ask any of the pros out there about this. We have garbage totes here. They all have arrows on the top and state this way toward street to make it clear to everyone which way faces a street so that the trucks can pick up the bins. Every Monday morning, I see at least half of the totes down my street facing the wrong way, so they have to be manually turned around before being emptied. Does this common ignorance piss you off? In my town, if they are facing the wrong way they won't collect it. They do here. Maybe if they didn't the knuckleheads would read the clearly printed directions. Yeah, probably.